Hey guys, so today I'm here with a demo of gaming on the iPhone 4S. First game I will be showing you is Real Racing 2. Now Real Racing 1 was probably one of my favorite racing games I've ever played on a handheld, and Real Racing 2 is just that, but plus more. Way better graphics, better controls, and all that kind of good stuff. So hopefully you guys can see here the graphics are almost spectacular. I want to hesitate a little bit, but they're actually just great. So we can go ahead and take off here. The controls on Real Racing 2 are pretty solid. As you can probably see here, if you touch anywhere on the right hand side, that becomes the accelerator. If I hit over here, it's going to be the brake. And to steer, we just need to tilt the device. Now that's one of the nice things about having an iPhone 4S, is that of course it does have motion control, so we can tilt and all that kind of stuff. And it also does have a gyroscope, so it's very precise. So I'm not so sure how well you guys can tell on the camera, but the motion is pretty close to 1-to-1. Now beyond that, there are other control methods, and I think it's a big thing for, or at least for me it is that you really need to have a lot of control options, because of course there's no physical buttons that you can really use for gaming, and there's a lot of it just kind of gets a little tiring when you're constantly having to use the screen. So if you'd like, you can just use the or an option rather, that it will automatically do the gas and the brake for you and just kind of do a little steering. Yeah, it's okay, but not too big of a deal. If we go ahead and tap up over here, we can go into the in-cockpit view, if I can do it without crashing. And I'm a big sucker for in-cockpit views in racing games. And hopefully, well, it's a little dark. There we go. Maybe you guys can see a little bit, but whoa! Yeah, there we go. Huh. That's one way to pass everybody, is just not hit the brakes and almost wreck. But yeah, guys, that's going to be about it for Real Racing 2. There's a lot of really nice things about it. The cars do have damage, so if I, run out of battery, but if I resume here, but if I wreck into somebody or do something like that, the damage will be there. And of course, there's all licensed cars. You have a full career mode, multiplayer, all that kind of good stuff. So if you're looking for a good racing game, Real Racing 2 is definitely something you should take a look at. Another excellent game on the iPhone 4S is Jetpack Joyride. Now this is probably the game I've played the most in the past few weeks and months or so. And what it is it's a really simple game. It's not like super high resolution graphics or anything like that. What it is you can control this little guy, I believe his name is Barry, and you just tap on the right side of the screen to use your jetpack. So you can see here I can run, or I can fly up top. What you need to do is avoid all those laser things while collecting coins. And there are also some power-ups. So this one is not exclusive to the iPhone 4S. You can pick it up on older devices if you want. There we go. That's a power-up. So now we have a hog, so we can go shoot these scientists and grab another power-up, which allows us to fail. But yeah, now this one is a lot of fun. There's lots of different things that you can unlock. You can see if we avoid this missile here. There we go. And of course collect more coins. But like I said, this is probably the game I've spent the most time on the past couple months. I absolutely love it, and it does run really nicely on the iPhone 4S. Now this is one of those cheaper games. I believe it's only about 99 cents or so as recording this. There we go, we get another power up. And it's just great fun. It's got a lot of replayability. You can just keep trying. There's lots of different options we can do, and of course we have an awesome teleporter that we can just fly around until we kill ourselves. Yeah, something a little bit like that. All right, now let's kill ourselves one more time. I'll show you guys the full. There we go. So when you die, it's all based on score. So we went 1,250 meters, and because we picked up a few power-ups, you have to play this a couple times. There we go. So the next time we get a head start and all that kind of stuff. Ooh, and we get a second chance. But anyway, guys, that is going to be Jetpack Joyride. Excuse me, I'm going to go play for a little bit. The next game I will be showing you is Dead Space. Now, Dead Space is a 2008 Xbox and PlayStation 3 game, and this is not a direct port, but it is a version of it on the iPhone 4S. Now, this is another one of those really, really cool games. You can obviously tell that they spend a lot of money, and it's not like one of these really cheap, junk games that you'll find on the iPhone. This is actually a really legit one. So we can go ahead and take over. It is a third-person almost shooter. I don't know if I'd want to really quite call it a shooter, but yeah, so we can go ahead and control it. The controls on this game are not too bad. In general, I'm not really a big fan of the touchscreen. The Xperia Play is one really nice thing. Hang on, I need to look around here. But the Xperia Play is one thing that has, a nice advantage over the iPhone, is of course it does have the physical controls. But beyond that, I do think that this game is pretty solid. So the way it works is you can just tap on the various things. And the graphics are really quite nice. I'm not sure how well you guys can see on the camera. The graphics are very, very nice. Honestly, it's not too far off from the Xbox and the PlayStation, which I think is pretty impressive for considering this is a phone. You can see here some particle effects and all that kind of stuff. And of course, the farther along you go, you get to fight aliens, You get all kinds of weapons and whatnot. In fact, I believe maybe a weapon over here. There we go. Pick up our plasma saw. But anyway, yeah, this is another really great game, Dead Space. If you're into shooters, kind of want to be creeped out, you want to put some headphones on, whatever, this is a great game to go for. Anyway, guys, that's going to be about it for gaming on the iPhone 4S. Now, that was just a small taste of the games that you can play. There are thousands upon thousands of them in the App Store. Not all of them are good, of course, but there are lots and lots of really nice gems that you can definitely pick up. And of course, one of the great things about it is that typically instead of paying $20 or $30 or $40 for a game like, say, a Nintendo 3DS or an NGP, or rather a PSP or anything like that, of course, most of these are going to be run you from anywhere from $1 to, some of the really good ones are going to be like $5 or $6, but overall the prices are not too bad. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, definitely be sure to leave it a thumbs up, and if you're interested in more iPhone 4S videos like this, be sure to subscribe.